The next day is the most anticipated day of the Shokyuchi round. The judges and the audience couldn't be more nervous. The 10 elites have appeared. Jindo and Aishi don't look tired at all, especially Aishi, although he had a tough match yesterday, but the excitement today helped him regain his form. In contrast to the Central Authority's top duo, the rebel faction looks tired and weak. Did they stay up all night and still haven't found a dish to cook? Not only that, now they're playing rock paper scissors to decide who will make the main course. I don't know if we should expect this unfortunate duo. The result is that Soma has to cook the appetizer. He is not reconciled, but he can't do anything. The important thing is that the Shokyuchi has started now. If Soma's team wins, they will take all the seats of the Elite 10. If they lose, of course, they will all be kicked out of the school, and no one will accept those defeated and expelled. This is like a do-or-die battlefield. Jindo and Aishi quickly start working on their dishes. Aishi is already thinking that after winning this battle, he will have to work with a pile of paperwork again, and just thinking about it makes him feel frustrated and unwilling to continue. Indeed, he's not good at anything other than cooking, and he also has excessive anxiety. But anyway, this battle must be finished, and the two are starting to coordinate with each other. This is truly a rare sight. Meanwhile, these two are still arguing loudly. Instead of focusing on the opponent, Soma says that his appetizer will be more delicious than the main course. If that happens, they're dead. He will ruin the structure of a meal. I'm worried about this troubled couple, guys. Can they create a decent dish? On the other hand, the upperclassmen are still coordinating very well. Humanity will witness a completely unique dish, combining wild game and rare ingredients. In just a moment, Jindo's appetizer is complete. The timing is so precise that when the judges finish eating, Aishi's dish is also ready. A perfect couple. Unexpectedly, a wild person like Jindo made a milfai like this. It looks very elegant and polite. Unlike her usual style. The appearance is already beautiful, and the flavor inside is even more perfect. The main ingredients are shiitake mushrooms, button mushrooms, and chives. In addition, she uses ground chestnuts and whipped cream to stuff between the layers of pastry, a very difficult combination, but it achieves perfection. Azumi discovers a slightly sour taste on the tip of his tongue, and he doesn't know where it comes from. Jindo immediately explains that it's from ants. Truly the master of unique ingredients. I've never seen anyone eat ants before, but Jindo extracted formic acid from them to make an ingredient. If used in large quantities, it will be very harmful, but if the correct amount is measured, it will become a great highlight. Unlike the sour and astringent taste of fruits, it helps the cake become perfect without any excess sweetness. Everything is perfect and professional. You can't ask for anything more from a top-notch appetizer like this. It will be the basis for enhancing the taste buds of the eater when enjoying the main course. That's how people use appetizers. Aishi's main course is also complete, and he confidently says that this is the best dish he can make, a unique dish of his own. What's behind this salt-crusted pastry? Aishi breaks the crust, and the red meat inside gradually appears. Its aroma spreads around, making everyone crave it. Even though it's the enemy's dish, they'd do anything to eat just one bite. Aishi starts slicing and plating the dish. It looks like art. I don't dare ruin this masterpiece. I want to put it in a glass case instead of daring to eat it. In this dish, Aishi used venison, the same dish he defeated Soma with in their previous match. It was already incredibly delicious back then, but now it's an upgraded version. How can Soma possibly compete? The three female judges are as if drowning in a sea of happiness. Aishi also wants Soma to try it and see if it's much different from before. An overwhelming taste immediately dominates the mind upon the first bite. This dish is completely different from the last time. Combined with Jindo's previous appetizer, those who have tasted it now are as if they are in heaven. This show has some truly unbearable ways of setting the scene, doesn't it? Suddenly, the clothes of these young people disappear. I thought it only happened in imagination when eating delicious food, but it turns out this is a God-given gift to the Nakiri family. It's called Os. When they taste truly delicious food, Os will affect the outside world and strip those around them. I also want to be a son-in-law in this family. But that proves that because this meal is so perfect, it has reached the pinnacle of cuisine, worthy of the name true cuisine. The Os phenomenon is also considered evidence when evaluating a dish, because it doesn't lie like humans. Now, what will Soma and Irina's team do to defeat true cuisine? The judges all think that this perfect combination is unbeatable. Will all the efforts of the two people from now on be meaningless? Soma doesn't pay attention to Azumi's words. He asks Aishi why he didn't make this dish before. Clearly, he didn't put in his full effort to compete with him. Aishi said that he wanted to save this trump card, and besides, he thought he could win without using it. Having won already, Soma also declares that he will put in his full effort. He will make a unique dish of his own that surpasses even Aishi. It sounds cool, but one thing is that he is the one making the appetizer. Even if it is as delicious as Aishi's. Can Irina surpass it? An appetizer that is more delicious than the main course will ruin the entire meal. Even so, it looks like Soma won't change his mind. But the problem now is how to make an appetizer that is more delicious than the main course. The answer is God's palate, Irina's evaluating tongue. Azumi trained Irina's god tongue so that he could use her later. Now, she is the key to bringing cuisine to the top, so Soma will also take advantage of this a little to make his dish perfect by letting Irina taste it first and adjusting it until she approves, because Irina only approves of things that are truly delicious and top-notch. By this method, Soma's dish will reach a new peak. Although it is taking advantage, it is also considered as supporting each other in cooking. But the most unbelievable thing here is that a stubborn, unyielding guy like Soma would choose to trust and listen to Irina so much. Irina is also very surprised by this. The only thing is that Soma didn't do it according to the plan last night. She wanted him to make the appetizer with pâté, it would connect well with the main course she was planning to make. She had clearly stated the recipe, but today when she tries what Soma made, it is completely different from the recipe she gave him. What on earth is Soma trying to do? Even his teammate can't understand. And Soma's appetizer is complete, but this appetizer looks so strange, it's almost like a main course. A huge piece of meat dripping with fragrant juice. Just eating this alone feels like you'd be full already, where would you have room to eat the main course? It's true that no one can believe this is an appetizer. No matter how you look at it, it looks like a main course. Although he did use pâté as Irina said, he turned it into his own unique version. Could it be that he is too obsessed with Aishi? Well, let's get to the evaluation. It looks like a piece of meat for prehistoric people, but it's just pâté. This lady just took one bite and she felt like she was participating in Soma's cooking process. The flavor is too strong along with the fragrant sweet meat juice, combined with the bacon layer on the outside to keep the pâté tightly bound together. But there is still something they haven't discovered, that is the secret ingredient that Soma prepared in advance, barbecue sauce. There are so many secrets in this, although he bought it from the store and didn't make it himself, but as long as it's delicious, that's okay, right everyone? Soma has created more, combining it with honey, onions, and orange juice. Just hearing this mixture makes you want to shit your pants, but how the hell does it create such a delicious dish? The outer layer of meat is already delicious, but the main flavor is still the pâté inside. Taking a bite can also feel that there are many spices inside. Not only that, suddenly taking a second bite, you see a change in the flavor. There is something flowing out from inside the pâté, that is the special sauce that Soma injected before bringing it up for everyone. He used a syringe to marinate it. Why does it always feel so dangerous? It's truly a flavor bomb. Soma has truly created a unique dish of his own. The more you eat it, the more you are drawn to it. It feels like this one dish has wrapped everything up. The clothes of the female judges next to Azumi have disappeared, which proves that he must also acknowledge that Soma's dish is too good. It can be compared to Aishi's main course. The method of maximizing the potential of the ingredients reminds him of Shinomiya. Soma must have learned something from him. But the important thing is that thanks to Irina as a guinea pig he was able to reach the highest peak. If it weren't for her tongue, Soma would not have been able to combine his two self-made dishes because the probability of them working together perfectly is almost zero. The ingredients in them are too complex. Azumi has acknowledged it, but he only said that about this specific dish. He and the three judges all believe that after Soma's appetizer, no dish can stand out anymore. He has ruined a meal by pushing the main course forward and turning Irina's dish into an appetizer. Will Soma and Irina give up right here? Definitely not. He tells Irina that he wants to win this match at all costs. He does this because he knows Irina won't be able to win if she sticks to the plan, because he has tried Aishi's dish, and the dishes she made last night can't compare. Partly because basically none of the dishes Irina makes are unique, all she has done from the past until now is elevate other people's dishes to a new peak. Irina has never actually made her own dish, and today she must do so if she wants to win. Soma says to create a dish that is even more delicious than his dish from earlier. In other words, Soma is treating this as a shokyuchi against Irina right here. Irina is forced to create her own unique dish, a unique dish of unique dishes, surpassing everything. This challenge is too difficult. Can she overcome it? Everyone must also acknowledge that even if Irina brings any dish to the top, experts have never recognized it as unique. She realizes what she needs to do at this moment, no longer shy and afraid like before. She starts preparing new ingredients, deciding to make a new dish that doesn't follow the plan anymore. But there are only 10 minutes left. Is there enough time? Soma is also willing to assist her. Everyone can see that the current Irina is very different from usual, as if this is truly her real self. Cooking with all her burning passion, truly immersing herself in each ingredient. For her now, she is cooking to defeat Soma, not to defeat Aishi and Jindo anymore. Azumi is still confident that no matter what Irina does, it won't have much of an impact after eating such a terrible appetizer. 10 minutes have passed and time is up. Irina's dish has just been completed. It looks beautiful, but it's a udon dish. Everyone is shocked when they hear this because it's a very common lower-class dish that is usually eaten every day. No matter how high-end you make it, chefs usually use it as an appetizer. No one has ever made it as a main course like Irina. These two people have broken many principles of true cuisine. Azumi sneers, just looking at it, you know it's not delicious, it deserves 0 points and I don't even want to eat it. But it's not really necessary. There are still 3 judges and 2 people from Central. If Azumi's top 2 chefs acknowledge that it's delicious, he can't say anything anymore. These 2 people are of course willing. According to the rules, the 2 people will have to eat Soma's appetizer first. As expected, it's indescribably delicious. Both of them acknowledge Soma's excellence. However, no one thinks that any main course can surpass this appetizer. Next is Irina's main course. Just trying the first bite makes the 2 of them react so intensely. Irina is maximizing the potential of her chicken dish. This dish is too top-notch, I won't explain it in detail anymore. Even if I explain it, no one will understand it or be able to follow it. To sum it up, it's at the top of the top, because Irina has been thoughtful and careful from the step of choosing ingredients. Everything is perfect right from the first step, so going to the end, it will also be perfect. And unexpectedly, Irina used Soma's unique dish and her own, which is squid ink, and it is the thing that connects Soma's appetizer with her main course. These 2 people also know how to take advantage of each other. She also talks about the random, meaningless dishes that Soma makes. If they were in her hands, everything would become high-end cuisine. The 2 people have truly created a unique dish of unique dishes, creating 2 ultimate dishes. Irina has completely changed, no longer the shy girl locked in a birdcage. It seems that someone will not be happy to see this. Both of them must acknowledge that Irina's dish has surpassed Soma's appetizer. He created that dish not to supplement or support the main course, but for the main course to surpass him. The method, although crazy and unlike anyone else, ultimately produces a perfect masterpiece. That's why there is the saying successful people always have their own way. Both the second seat and the first seat have been subdued by the dish. However, Azumi goes back on his word at the last minute. He absolutely refuses to eat it and does not acknowledge this dish. For him, true cuisine must be perfect from the way it is cooked and the chef. Seeing Irina cooking engrossed and happy without any elegance, he believes that her dish, no matter how delicious, is just a mess of dirty impurities, and that passion in cooking is unnecessary. But Irina is different now, she can stand in front and refute this distorted thinking of this guy. By further improving her dish, she adds shiny golden jelly cubes around the dish, like the sprinkled rice that Soma once made. Adding this really makes it look much more elegant and captivating. Seeing her determination, he has to try it to make her happy. The 2 female judges were completely subdued from the moment they smelled its fragrance. When they felt it from the tip of their tongues, there were no more words to say. It felt like Aishi and Jindo had brought the 2 of them to the Garden of Eden of true cuisine. They thought this was the pinnacle and that they could live forever in this place, but no, at this moment the messenger has appeared to bring the 2 of them to paradise, and that is Irina's dish. Her ideal is also the same as Soma's, dishes must be created freely and should not be based on any formula. The name of her dish affirmed that firmly. Flying out of the Garden of Eden also means overcoming all barriers of prejudice. But no matter what she says, Azumi is still determined not to accept it. He believes that what he is doing is right and good for future chefs. He also says that the 2 dishes just now are indeed at the bottom of the dirty and disorganized society. But no matter how harshly he speaks, the reaction of the body is the truth. The impact of the dish is so great that Asa creates a series of large explosions. The clothes of the people around gradually disappear, without excluding girls, boys, the old, and the young. The entire arena is filled with that sound as if the 2 people are playing a piece of music. That is also proof that the garbage dirty things that Azumi just said are too delicious and excellent. Far beyond his reach. He himself didn't expect his body to accept that. Although his mind says say no, the impact of Asuk still shows no sign of stopping. They are very far from the 2 dishes of the Elite 10. Then Azumi himself is also affected by it. He has completely failed in this battle. There is no need for any further evaluation. Victory belongs to the rebellious faction. Again, the sentence that is said every time they win is too simple. Everyone bursts into happiness. Azumi's government and the Central that he is so proud of have been defeated. Irina is still very annoyed by what Soma did, but because they have one, she lets it go. Unexpectedly, she was paired with a daredevil. Central also accepts the result without any resentment, they are completely convinced. In this arena filled with laughter, there is only one person who is not happy. Azumi quickly puts on his coat and runs away to avoid embarrassment. According to the agreement of the match, the Central faction will lose all Elite 10 seats, which also means that Azumi no longer has any power here. His 2 older brothers, including Saiba, have been waiting here. It seems that they really understand what Azumi wants to do, but it's unnecessary and it's best to entrust it to the children now. All the members locked in iron cages have their student handbooks returned, no longer expelled, but on the contrary, they are very popular in the school. Now the positions in the Elite 10 have new owners. Jindo and Aishi realize that they no longer have to work with the headache-inducing piles of paperwork, so they are very happy and lead each other around the 5 continents to enjoy cuisine. They are too excited, there is nothing to be sad about. Now all 8 Shokyuchi competitors are in the Elite 10, including Soma and Irina, Tadakoro and Aldini. I don't know how they will be arranged. I thought Irina would be the first seat, but she made a soul-snatching announcement, saying that Soma deserves the first seat position. After carefully considering everything from the beginning until now, if it weren't for Soma, Irina wouldn't have been able to make such a delicious dish. If it weren't for Soma, the whole group wouldn't have fought until now. She will accept the second seat position and snatch the first seat later. But now there is one more important thing that needs to be resolved. That is, the Elite 10 must choose a new headmaster for Tatsuki Academy. Irina's grandfather wants to rest and quite likes his current observation position, so he declined. First seat Soma will be the one to decide. Without much thought, he says that Irina will be the new headmaster. The tradition for many generations has been that the Nakiri family holds this position. He hopes that this student will be able to bring a new breeze. Almost everyone agrees with Soma's decision, already addicted and still shy. Irina happily accepts and promises to try her best to do well. Soma also doesn't expel those who have surrendered to Central. On the contrary, he says that anyone can challenge him to a Shokyuchi to take the first seat. He is always willing to welcome them. For those who don't like gossip, Soma has become the first seat right from his first year in the academy, and Irina becomes the headmaster right away. After this team battle Shokyuchi, everyone has had many changes in a few months. The older generations have graduated, and now they are continuing their passion for cuisine. Momo works in a very famous pastry shop, attracting a large number of people, especially women who like sweetness. Men with a lot of money can't be as sweet as that. Seita's sushi restaurant is also very crowded, the reservation schedule is tight until next spring. And others are also continuing to explore their true cuisine. Aishi just follows Jindo and does errands, escaping from the piles of paperwork but having to do manual labor. Not a day of peace for the Dick. At Tatsuki Academy, thanks to Soma's regulations, everyone is now satisfied with challenging Shokyuchi. Of course, there is no need to place any bets if dueling with the Elite 10, so they are very busy and have to do 2 to 3 rounds almost every day. But anything that is too much will become boring. The Elite 10 are fighting each other constantly, let alone those below. Subaru is still practicing to create unique dishes. He has refused a position in the Elite 10 because what he does is just copying, and he feels that he is not worthy of that position yet. And the Aldini brothers go to compete outside, challenging Shokyuchi with other famous chefs. Surprisingly, how does the younger brother eat so much that he transforms into a different person? Irina is still trying to do well in the position of headmaster. Over the past few months, she has become familiar with the work and looks much more mature. Everyone agrees that putting her in the position of headmaster was the right decision. Soma is still always following and supporting her wholeheartedly from A to Z, from outside to inside, and even in bed matters. Looking at the two girls standing in front of each other shyly like this, I wonder if there is something developing that I have missed. There is one person I haven't mentioned yet, that is Tadakoro. After the team battle, she traveled around the world, experiencing every dish in the world to add to her knowledge. With such a huge amount of knowledge, I don't know what Tadakoro will do when she returns to the restaurant with Soma. The two of them met a mysterious chef. His skills are also not bad, but to respond to his wonderful dish, Tadakoro made a dish for children, but it is not something that children can fully feel. The dish is made by Tadakoro using knowledge from his homeland, bringing a traditional flavor like eating a mother's home-cooked meal. That is why she presents it as a children's dish. It is true that she has improved a lot since the team battle. I wonder why first seat Soma has a pile of paperwork to deal with every day but still has time to Shokyuchi with the new sprouts. It turns out that most of it is handled by Tadakoro and Irina. Having to deal with piles of paperwork, they also have to prepare the arena for them to Shokyuchi every day. It's really too tiring. Whether they are first seat or headmaster, they are still just second-year students, but compared to her first year, Irina is happier and smiles more. Soma's faction has taken control of Tatsuki, with Irina, her god-tongue now principal. Right behind her is Soma himself, holding the title of first seat. A new generation of Elite 10 has emerged, but will they be any different from previous generations? Right now, they're enjoying their wonderful summer. Instead of going home for vacation, the entire school has to go to the beach for the final exam. Believe me, it doesn't get any worse than this. They'll be divided into groups and given different tests. The number of students is too large, and Irina can't manage it all alone. That's why she's introducing a new teacher who will supervise this exam with her. This pale-faced white guy, Suzuki, is a new transfer teacher who only teaches the first-year students, so these guys don't know him. He's so famously handsome that the female students are already drenched, even without going to the beach. Soma can tell there's something he doesn't like about this teacher. Regarding the students assigned to this beach area, the school has bought out several restaurants here, and they'll be in charge of those restaurants. Each group of 10 will cook for the tourists here. The exam will be considered passed if each group earns 3 million yen after 3 days. This is a large sum of money, in case you didn't know. They're all reassuring themselves because there are Elite 10 members here. And they'll definitely be able to carry the team. But Irina has foreseen this. The Elite 10 members will be one group of 6 and run that restaurant over there. Finally, I see it. How dilapidated, run down, and empty it is. The exam quickly begins, and some groups are serving fast food, so they're starting to get customers very early on. Each group has to prepare their ingredients from scratch, and Soma's group is no exception. But not only that, they're also spending time renovating the restaurant. Unbelievable, they're actually keeping this rundown place. They must have planned everything out. Despite having fewer people than the other groups, they've decided to spend 2 days preparing ingredients and renovating this place. No matter what, they can't fail this exam. While they're working, this teacher approaches, aiming for Soma as expected. He cheerfully helps the teacher answer questions, but he still feels uneasy. He seems to have met Suzuki somewhere before. Irina is personally supervising the areas. In the mountain area, everyone is making the place smell amazing. Thousands of regional specialties are being made, attracting many people to eat. The river area is also lively, but it doesn't seem to be able to compare to the other 2 areas. It's mainly tourists who are passing through this area. It seems each area has its own difficulties. The contestants must be really serious and work hard to pass. It's already the 2nd day. And it seems like the beach area is facing many difficulties. The basic dishes aren't attracting people anymore. They need to come up with some new dishes. They should go check out the other groups to see what's up. One group seems to be using the tactic of selling expensive items to quickly earn a profit. I wonder what they're selling. I wonder how the Elite 10 are doing with renovating the restaurant. After 1 day, it doesn't seem to be much better. On the contrary, they're still arguing and can't unite. This group is really doomed. This exam is really a tough one for the Elite 10. Just then, someone from another group came to provoke them. The Elite 10 are just SOSO. If they fail, the opportunity for other students to compete for those titles will be even higher. This guy is Dake, the one selling dishes at exorbitant prices, and it seems his stall is attracting a lot of customers. He has ambitions to take the first seat, so he constantly challenges Soma. The result, of course, is needless to say. Although he's annoying, Soma really likes his fighting spirit. You have to have that kind of competitive spirit to study in this school. Soma isn't worried about the unfairness of this exam. He knows that previous seniors must have faced similar, near-impossible tests. But they still overcame them. Elite 10 members have to be like that, so Soma's group can't lose here. They already agreed on a plan yesterday, but when it comes time to execute it, they're still arguing as usual. Let's see if they'll be any different on the 3rd day. The 3rd day of the exam has arrived. The other stalls are already open and serving, but the Elite 10 stall is still empty. Could they be waiting for an auspicious time to open for business? Not letting their future customers wait any longer, now is the time to open and earn 3 million yen for this restaurant. Meanwhile, Dake continues to launch a new dish, of course, still an incredibly expensive one. But if you're selling lobster and king crab, then of course it has to be that price to make a profit. Getting those ingredients isn't easy. You have to be a scion of a wealthy family to buy them. It seems Dake's strategy is very effective. He just needs to wait until lunchtime for a few more customers to meet the exam's requirement. But the strange thing is that when lunchtime arrives, there's no one to be seen. More accurately, no one is on the beach anymore. It's as if they've vanished in the blink of an eye. While they're wondering what's going on, a fragrant aroma wafts over. It's coming from the Elite 10's restaurant, and they're stealing all the customers, even the people who came here to play without any intention of eating. More accurately, they're taking back the customers they lost in the past 2 days. They don't need to prepare any dishes in advance. Everything is cooked right in front of the customers. The hot, delicious dishes that have just come out of the oven are irresistible. And yet, the dish is just noodles mixed with ordinary ingredients. Why is it attracting so many customers? They're even selling box lunches for customers to take away, otherwise there wouldn't be enough room to sit. Dake can't believe that an ordinary dish could steal all his customers like this. But just getting close and smelling the aroma is irresistible. It's both spicy and refined, a very attractive sensation because it's made by the Elite 10. But using shrimp shells like that isn't something everyone can eat. If I were allergic, I'd be running for the hills. And the secret to making the dish smell so good is injecting this stimulant into the egg yolk. When it bursts, the fragrance will spread across the beach and attract everyone here. It's spicy. But there's nothing you can do. Dake still insists that even if they attract all the customers, they won't be able to earn 3 million yen today. But look again. Look at those three monsters in the kitchen. Do they look like they can't cook that much? Here, take this box as an apology for stealing all the customers. Although he hates to admit it, Dake can't resist the aroma. Just taking one bite makes you realize how different it is. This is the taste of a dish worth billions. Dake's lobster is just an insignificant descendant. And so it went until the end of the day. The exam concluded, and it seemed everyone met their targets. It has to be said, the Elite 10 always delivers special surprises. This time, Megumi deserves a lot of credit. She single-handedly bustled around, taking care of all the customers. It was truly admirable. They were planning to reward themselves with a wonderful summer vacation after today, but unfortunately, that wasn't to be. Dojima's kids arrived and announced an important event. The Blue competition was approaching. It's an abbreviation for a youth culinary competition aimed at creating a reputation for the world to know. They sure know how to seize the opportunity to organize things. They had no choice but to give up their summer to participate in this program.